Hello everyone. In this video, we'll do the daily current affairs analysis of the news items which were in news on 11th of October 2021. So topics which we'll discuss are Lucy mission of NASA, what is territorial army, all about the terrestrial water storage laws. UN says that the clean, healthy and sustainable environment is a universal right. Next is the Athirapilli hydroelectric project, all about the Iraq election. 2021 Nobel Prize in Literature and the 2021 Nobel Prize in Peace. We'll see. So first is the Lucy mission of NASA. So the topic is the space awareness and it is from GS paper 3. So why it is in news? NASA has announced the launch of Lucy missiles. It will be launched next week. The spacecraft will fly to Earth twice to use the planet's gravitational force to aid it in its asteroid journey. About the Lucy mission. This is NASA's first mission to test Jupiter Trojan's asteroids. They are solar panels. It is estimated that it is more than 12 years long, during which time the spacecraft will visit 8 asteroids covering a distance of about 6.3 billion kilometers to deepen the understanding of the new solar system. Purpose of the equipment or purpose of the mission. The objective is designed to understand the structure of the various asteroids that are part of the Trojan asteroid forces to determine the quantity and density of objects and to search for and study satellites and rings around the Trojan asteroids. So what are these Trojan asteroids and why are they called that? So these asteroids are believed to be the remnants of the first solar system, and studying them will help scientists understand its origin and evolution and why it looks the way it does. So Trojan asteroids are believed to have been formed from the same material that led to the formation of planets about 4 billion years ago when the solar system was built. The source of this news is Indian Express. You can read this article. Next is the territorial army, what it is. So it is from the various security forces and agencies and their mandate from GS paper 2. So why it is in news? The Indian Army recently celebrated the 72nd Day of the Armed Forces on October 9. So about the local army, about the territorial army, the first Indian emperor, the first Indian president, C. Rajagopalachari, officially opened the Indian Territorial Army on October 9, 1949. So it is an organization where volunteers apply for short-term training every year to be prepared to deal with any situation that arises or to work to protect India. The Territorial Army, also known as Terriers, is considered the second line of defense in the aftermath of the war. Eligibility: any Indian male citizen between the ages of 18 and 42 can apply for and enter the TA service as long as they pass the written examination, interview, medical examination, and required training. So roles and responsibilities. The Territorial Army is part of the regular army and its current role is to liberate the regular army from stationary activities and to assist public administration in dealing with natural disasters and the maintenance of vital functions in situations where public health is compromised or national security is threatened, and provides regular army units where needed. The Territorial Army falls under the Department of Defense. The prelims short-linked topics are about the Territorial Army, eligibility, and roles and responsibilities. The source of this news is the PIB. Next is the terrestrial water storage laws. So conservation-related issues and GS paper 3 it is. So next is why it is news. Global Water Loss Report (CWS) 2021 State of Climate Services recently has been released by the World Meteorological Organization. So what is groundwater conservation? TWS is the sum of all groundwater and surface water, that is surface water, soil moisture, ice and groundwater. So highlights of the report: overall water conservation has decreased by 1 centimeter per year for 20 years between 2002 and 2021. Significant losses occurred in Antarctica and Greenland. Overcrowded areas and low latitude areas have also experienced TWS losses. So India's higher TWS loss rate India has recorded the highest water loss in the world if Antarctica and Greenland water storage losses are not included. In India, TWS is lost at least 3 centimeters per year. In some regions, the losses have been more than 4 centimeters per year as well. The northern part of India has suffered heavy losses in the country. Upcoming challenges. Water resources around the world are under tremendous pressure due to human and environmental pressures. These include population growth, urbanization, and reduced access to fresh water. Extreme weather events have also resulted in pressure on water resources available in all sectors and regions. Issues in India. In India, per capita water supply is declining due to population growth. Annual water supply per capita has been steadily declining. It has reduced it to 1545 cubic meter in 2011 from 1816 cubic meters in 2001. It is expected to drop to 1367 cubic meters by 2031, according to the Department of Housing and Urban Affairs. Five of India's 21 rivers are absolutely water scarce. Water availability per person is less than 500 cubic meters. By 2050, six will be completely dehydrated, six will be dehydrated, and four will be on the verge of dehydrating. So government measures, MG Narega water conservation, Jal Kranti Abhiyan, National Water Campaign, National Rural Drinking Water Program, Niti Aayog Composite Water Management Index, construction of Jal Shakti Ministry and Jal Jeevan Mission. So prelims option topics are about the TWS, about the WMO, World Meteorological Organization, and groundwater distribution. Source of this news is this article from Down to Earth. You can read it. So next is the UN says clean, healthy, and sustainable environment is a universal right. So topic is conservation related issues and paper GS paper 3. So why it is in news? The United Nations Human Rights Council UNHRC unanimously voted to recognize the clean, healthy, and sustainable environment as universal right in Geneva, Switzerland. So significance. If adopted by all, the right would be the first of its kind in more than 70 years since the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights by the UN General Assembly in 1948. About the declaration emphasizes the right to life, liberty, and security of person and the protection of human rights and fundamental freedoms. Environmentalists around the world face frequent physical assaults, arrests, legal action, and annoying campaigns. 200 environmentalists have been killed in 2020 alone. So background, more than 13,000 civil society organizations and indigenous groups, more than 90,000 children around the world, the Global Alliance of National Human Rights Institutions and private stakeholders have been campaigning incessantly. So upcoming challenges, the human rights to a safe, clean, healthy and sustainable environment has not been enshrined in any human rights treaty and will still emerge as a cultural right. Recognition of rights without due consideration and common sense at the international level, whose content creates confusion. People do not know what they can legally demand from the state, and the state does not have a clear understanding of the compulsory protection to be paid to that person. Furthermore, human rights decisions are not legally binding, so the recognition of a right in this decision is not binding on states and their obligations. Expected outcomes and of this recognition: strong environmental laws and policies, improved performance and enforcement, significant public participation in environmental decision making, reduced environmental injustice, a level of play with social and economic rights, and better environmental performance. So prelims outline topics are about the UNHRC on general human rights and recent additions to the list. Source of this news is this article from Down to Earth. You can read it. So next is the Athirapalli hydroelectric project. So it is a prelim specific topic. So Government of Kerala has suspended the proposed 163 megawatt Athirapalli hydropower project at the mouth of the Chalakudy River in Thrissur district. The Chalakudy River is the Periyar River and originates from the Annamalai region of Tamil Nadu. So you have to keep this in mind that the Chalakudy River, also known as the Periyar River, it originates from the Annamalai region of Tamil Nadu. So why was it abandoned? The decision came amid growing opposition from environmentalists and traditional organizations against biodiverse formation and only one state forest. One state forest. So key points: the Kadar community is facing further evictions due to the installation of separate power projects along the bank of the Chalakudi River. Additional information: Silent Valley was one of India's earliest ecological movements with extensive participation during the late 1970s and early 1980s. It had forced the Kerala government to abandon the dam project across the Kunti River within the lush tropical forests of the Silent Valley in the Palakkad region of Kerala. Madhav Gadgil's report called the Athirapalli Hydel project unpopular and dismissed it as nonsense for technical and economic reasons. The Kasturi Rangan panel simply recommended that the project impact be re-evaluated for environmental reasons. The source of this news is this article from Down to Earth. You can read it. So next is all about the Iraq election. So it's a film specific topic. So elections are being held early in response to the major protests that erupted in 2019. This is the first time that the elections have taken place because of the demands of the Iraqi protesters on the streets. Voting also takes place under a new electoral law that divides Iraq into smaller constituencies. A UN Security Council resolution adopted earlier this year authorized an extended team to monitor the election. There will be about 600 international viewers, including 150 United Nations, 150 from the United Nations. So Iraq is also the first time to introduce biometric cards to voters. To prevent abuse of electronic voter cards, they will be disabled 72 hours after each vote to avoid double voting. So the source of this news is this article from Reuters.com. You can read that to get further understanding about the topic. So next is the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize in Literature. So it's a film specific topic. So Abdul Razak Gurnah, a Zanzibari Arab writer based in the United Kingdom, was named the Nobel Prize winner in literature this year for his colonial work and refugee life. So about him, Gurnah was born in 1948 and grew up on the island of Zanzibar in the Indian Ocean. He was forced to flee to the UK, a former colonial state, in the later 1960s after a revolution in Zanzibar. Gurnah has published 10 novels and a few short stories. The theme of the refugees disorder applies to all of his work. His works Memory of Departure, Pilgrim's Way from 1988, Dotty 1990, Paradise 1994, etc. Afterlife 2020 is his latest novel. So about Zanzibar, it is part of East Africa, a region known as the Swahili Coast, which extends from modern-day Somalia to Mozambique on the west coast of the Indian Ocean. So all these things are very important for prelims. UPSC can give such statements in prelims, and it will be a lot difficult to solve them if you are not paying enough attention on such small minute details. So that is why these minute details are very important. So about the Swahili, for centuries traders from Arabia, Persia and the Indian subcontinent have been mingling with the indigenous people of Bantu to promote a new culture and language called Swahili. Tanzania, Tanganyika and Zanzibar, the birthplace of Gurnah, were part of German East Africa in the 19th century. After World War One, it was taken over by the British. So Nobel Prize for Literature. It is a Swedish literary award presented annually since 1901 to a writer from any country, according to the will of the Swedish businessman Alfred Nobel in the field of literature, who has produced the most outstanding work of thought. Although individual works are sometimes cited as the most significant, the prize is based on the body of the author as a whole. So the source of this news is this article from Business Insider. You can read it. So next is the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize in Peace. Okay. So prelim specific topic it is. Journalists Maria Ressa of the Philippines and Dmitry Muratov of Russia have won the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize for their struggle for freedom of speech in countries where journalists face ongoing attacks, harassment, and even murder. Background: The Nobel Peace Prize is awarded annually, among other things, to those who have accomplished the greatest or most noble act of international relations, the elimination or reduction of stationary forces, and the holding and uplifting of peace conferences. The source of this news is this article from Indian Express. You can read it to get a better understanding about the topic. So thank you so much for watching the analysis video. Have a nice day.